If this continues, it says right here, we're going to have a parade. I'm just saying. Think about what they did, Ben Davis, as we welcome you to Phillies Postgame Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance. 11-2 Phillies. They're 74-53, now on pace for 94 wins. And they were incredible today. Pitching and hitting, piling on, runners in scoring position. Forget about what happened earlier in the game, but they ended up 356 batting average with RISP.
Yeah, 8 for 22 were the Phils today. I can't imagine having that many opportunities with runners in scoring position. Because this is a family watch program, yes, Michael, we got to keep it kind of clean. That was an absolute butt whooping for those 3 games. I don't know any other way to say it. This was an absolute butt whooping. What they did to the Mariners, I mean, you talk about just pouring it on and then some. I mean, the fact that they had 48 hits and 45 strikeouts as a pitching staff, it just goes to show you what they are capable of if they're running on all cylinders. And, man, they were just, it was fun to watch. This whole series, the at-bats. I talked to the manager today for the Mariners, Danny Wilson, for about 45 minutes, and he said he was very impressed with the approach of the Phillies offense, their 2-strike approach, just putting balls in play. He said, you know, they hope to be a little bit more like that. And it was, again, on full display for these 3 games, Monday through Wednesday, and hopefully this can keep up because it's special.
7th sweep of the season. They sweep out Seattle. And by the way, they've now won 4 straight, and 12 of their last 17 games overall, they have scored 29 runs in this series alone. And you go back to the 4th game, which was Washington, the last game of that series. That's 40 runs in the last 4 games. That's 10 runs per game average if you're doing the math. I can't do that math, but I believe it is. And so we talk about the pitching and the starting pitching and what it has given this team, but the bats are coming around big time.
They are coming around, and it's not just with the home run. Home runs are great. We all love home runs. It's the greatest thing in baseball. But the fact that the way they're going about their business, the way they're running the bases, they're just doing everything right from an offensive standpoint. But this approach is, I mean, just 5 strikeouts today. Just 5 strikeouts by the Phillies, and Alec Boehm had 3 of them. So this is a ball club right now that they're refusing to go down, and I know they sure like making that left turn, going around first base as opposed to making the right turn back in that dugout. And again, 20 hits today, 21 the first night, 7 last night. This is it's something, again, that we know they're capable of it. I'm not saying they're going to get 20 hits every game, but just that approach is there, and I think that's why they were able to be so successful in these 3 games.
You made a lot of left turns, my friend. The grounds crew was working on that right to the left of first base right there. Here's our eye on the mound, presented by PGW. Energy for all of us, and the Phillies have had the energy turned on over the last 17 games, all season really, but here's Jesus Luzardo on the mound, and first inning, boom, take a seat.
He was magnificent. That was a changeup there. We only threw 3% changeups.
Cal Raleigh.
Once he found that sweeper, it was lights out. To get me over, and then the one he was able to bury. Back foot there to Eugenio Suarez. 12 punch-outs on the day in just 89 pitches. Usually you get a strikeout, the pitch count goes up a little bit because you have to throw at least 3 pitches to get a hitter out. He was just so dominant, but 12 strikeouts on 89 pitches shows he was getting ahead and putting guys away.
No runner reached second base on his watch, Jesus Luzardo, other than the home run. He did give up 1 home run early, but the Phillies more than made up for that.
Yeah, he topped out at 98 miles an hour was Luzardo. The velocity was there the entire game. The glove side fastballs were huge today for him. He was getting lots of swing and misses, able to climb the ladder at times, but that sweeper, my goodness, it was lights out. Crawford, no suit for you. I mean, to see Crawford have a swing like that, he's pretty disciplined at home plate. To see him flail at a ball like that is something else. And Young going down. But again, 12 strikeouts on just 89 pitches.
Yeah. Also, it bears repeating as we look at the starters over this past series. They are not playing the Chicago White Sox. This is a Seattle team that occupies the last wild card spot in the American League and still hopes for a division championship, trying to run down Houston. But when you look at Suarez, Christopher Sanchez, Jesus Luzardo, 34 strikeouts among them, 34 in this 3-game series, and that's the most in team history. All those great pitches for the Philadelphia Phillies in 143 years of Phillies baseball. Those three guys have just authored a first, 34 Ks in 3 games.
You think that'd be, Doc and Cole and Cliff Lee doing that, but it's this trio of lefties that are just really getting it done for the Phils. And we knew that with Zach Wheeler going down, irreplaceable. But all to a man, everyone said, we need to step it up a little bit. Boy, did these 3 guys step it up in this. But how about also just 2 walks, and they were by Christopher Sanchez last night. He was, all 3 of them. What else can you say? Just 2 walks. They were just amazing. They had a great game plan. They were able to stick with it, adapt at times with JT back behind the dish. But he found something that worked today with that sweeper, and he just kept calling it and calling it and calling it.
Mm-hmm. And as we mentioned, not just the starting pitchers did great work. And I said last night, when you have multiple stars in a game every night, that means you've got a team that's capable of winning every single night, and that's what the Phillies have been doing. But you look at Trea Turner, talk about hit of the game. Trea Turner is on fire. There's a better word for on fire. Ben, go ahead, give it to me. Grungo Law gives you hit of the game. Turner is not 2 for 3 or 3 for 4. He's 5 for 6 with 3 runs scored and 2 runs batted in. There's the shot in the first inning. That opens the first inning, and that's the way you want to start it.
Get on triple right there to lead off the ball game. Trea Turner doing it all, and then he would eventually come around to it on the sac fly by Kyle Schwarber. But this guy's just doing it. It seems like just yesterday he was hitting 280. I believe we're in Cincinnati, and that average was down to 280. And then he has just gone. He's gone nuts.
Batting 301 now.
303. Up to 303. He had a couple RBIs today. He's got 59 RBIs. He got his 30th stolen base of the season. This little infield hit right here. Harrison Bader going on contact at third base. They gave him another knock. And then his last time up, able to get 1 more in the 8th inning.
Yeah.
8 runs in the 7th and 8th inning.
20 hits in the last 7 games.
Is that good?
For his team. 588 average. 11 runs. This is Trea Turner, by the way. This is one guy. It's not the team win percentage. This is Trea Turner's batting average in the last 7 games, going 20 of 34. 11 runs scored, 7 runs batted in, and the OPS, 1405.
Juan Soto doesn't have 20 hits yet this month.
Mm-hmm. Well,
think about this. Those are gaudy numbers in high school, Michael. If you're playing a high school season and you see those numbers, they're gaudy for a high school player. And he's doing it at the big league level against the best competition on the planet.
The electrifying moment, Max Kepler, 4th inning. This guy has a game as well. He's been struggling almost the entirety of the season. And here he is, boom, off of Castillo. Watch the fan. LFG, let's go! Hit him right in the chest just about.
Good thing it didn't go through his chest. That ball was hit so hard.
That was on a rope. Max Kepler.
You look at it on papers, 216 batting average. He was at 200 for a lot of the season. He's been there for a lot of the season.
Or less.
Even the outs he made today were hard. Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a very, very good sign for the Fighting Phils because they need, it's all hands on deck. They need everybody to contribute. And the way he's swinging the bat right now, his swing seems like he condensed it. It's a lot shorter, and he's just peppering balls everywhere.
Right. So if I'm a Phillies fan who's saying to you, what are you talking about? This guy's been horrible all season. What makes you think that he's fixed it now, and from here on till October, he's going to be okay?
Well, I think the proof is in the pudding right now. I mean, hitting's fleeting. It's a fleeting task, Michael. But sometimes when you're going good, he's getting a few more at-bats right now, and he's taking advantage of it. But it just seems like his swing's a lot shorter. He's letting pitches get deeper in the strike zone. The chase rate is down, but he is barreling pretty much everything right now, and he's using the whole field, but hitting the ball hard. Even the outs that he's making right now are rockets. 4
times he had an exit velocity of 95 or more today,
which is considered hard hit ball
for Max Kepler. All right, now let's go to the clubhouse. Rob Thompson, as excited as you've ever seen him. Here's Topper.
Hits in 2 games this year, just how impressive overall is playing the last 3 games?
Yeah, our bats were really good the entire series. I think, it's the most impressive part of it is it's the back end of a 13-day straight without a day off, and our guys came out and with a lot of energy today, and the whole series was good, really, in every phase, base running, pitching, defense, offense. We had a lot of really good things in the last 3 days.
On the note of pitching, they struck out a bunch of times, I think 46 times in the series. What do you think about that, and how much was that part of your game plan going in, their tendencies to strike out?
Well, you know, we got pretty good pitching, so and we have guys that strike people out. But most impressive thing today was that 1 walk, 17 strikeouts with our pitching staff. Everybody threw the ball really well. I know Robbie hung a breaking ball to Suarez, but you know, this is really his true first back-to-back. The other back-to-back in AAA was just to get an out. So you know, we're easing him into that. But yeah, it was really good. Alvarado was good. Velocity was good, and he looked comfortable. I really liked what we did.
Specifically to Raleigh, he was 1 for 12 with 8 strikeouts. Why do you think you guys were so effective?
You know, he's a really good hitter, obviously, and I think we just kept him off balance. That's really the key to him, is just speeding him up and then slowing him down. And but he can really hit.
What is Turner, like, obviously getting hits, but what is he doing that's allowing him to have so much success right now?
Well, I think he's using the entire field right now, and he's thinking line drive, because he's going to get his home runs, but I think he's using the middle of the field, thinking line drives. He's controlling the strike zone, and that's one of the things we did in these 3 days. We really controlled the strike zone well, both from the pitching standpoint and from the offensive standpoint. So that's how you win games.
In the same vein, how and what has Stott done? He's been on fire as of late.
Yeah, so there was a mechanical change, and ever since he's done that, he's been really good. He knows where the barrel's at. You know, you got that guy at the end of your lineup, and he gets hot. That really helps your offense, because it turns it over to Turner and Schwarber and Harp and JT, who's swinging the bat well. So that's a big thing for us.
Not only the end of a long stretch, but coming out of the Wheeler news, second time everyone in your lineup has a hit. Starters all pitched well. What did you learn about your team, maybe, or what does that say about your team these last
I really didn't learn anything, because I know who they are, and they grind, and they're resilient, and they fight. And Wheels' news is awful, and I feel for Wheels and his family. But you know, they're not gonna cancel games on us, so we got to keep playing.
12 strikeouts, Sanchez 12 strikeouts, Ranger 10. How much do you think this rotation is feeding off each other right now?
Well, there you go. You know, it's what we've talked about a few times this year, is that, you know, it's like a little competition within the rotation. So I'm all for that, for sure.
What have you made of Kepler's at bats?
Really good. Yeah, really good. And you know, he off a tough lefty, lined out to center field. Moved a runner today, hit a home run, 3 hits. His at-bats were really good.
I think in the seventh, you had Marsh, Kepler, and Stott all face a lefty. Do you think about pinch hitting there, or what?
No.
Confidence to have them stay in there?
Just because of the defensive aspect of it when you've got the lead. You know, if you're down, you start thinking about it. But when we're up in that situation that late in the game, I'm going to keep my defense in there.
What did you think of the ovation that Alvarado got?
I thought it was great. I really do. You know, I was a little bit concerned about it. I didn't know how our fan base would react, but I think they understand that it was an honest mistake, and I really love the fact that they welcomed him back.